In this tutorial, I'm going to be walking you through how to create or how I created this particular landing page all from scratch. Once you have everything, all the whole necessary plugins downloaded, we are going to be creating this particular landing page with or without internet connection. Funny enough, you don't really need any form of programming knowledge or any coding knowledge to be able to create this landing page. Just stay with me for the next 30 to 40 minutes as I'm going to be walking you through every step needed to create this particular landing page. Without further waste of time, let's just go straight into the tutorials. Hello everyone, you're welcome. This is Kingsley from KingspetDesigns. If you're just joining me for the first time, please ensure you subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new video.
Alright, in today's tutorial we are going to be looking at how to create a landing page that actually converts very well. Okay, now before we move ahead, let's actually know what a landing page is. Landing page is actually a standalone page that actually serves the purpose of collecting an individual's details. It might actually be you are actually trying to do a giveaway with the purpose of actually probably collecting the individual's email list, or trying to build something. All what it should be able to, your landing page should be able to convert. All the aim is for the user to actually take an action on your landing page. Now, if you want to, there are some things you are going to actually be looking at, considering when creating your landing pages. One, your landing pages should actually avoid having a lot of links. What I mean by a lot of links, maybe a lot of links redirecting you to a different page. On a landing page, when you talk about a landing page, everything is supposed to be straight on a particular page, just on one page. So now let's look at, for like this particular design I'm having here, we have a quick call to action button where the user tends to enter his or her email and gets just submit to get actually this. Probably, let's say this was a giveaway we're doing and the user enters his email, he can actually get. Now, what I was saying now, having this is actually a template from actually Elementor. I'm actually going to show you how to create this particular design right from scratch. So I'm not going to be I will show you how to get this particular design, where to get it from, if you actually want to use this particular one. But I believe anyone watching this video right now actually wants to learn how to create website on his own. So I'm going to be showing you how to reproduce this particular design, what I've done here so far, you are going to be able to reproduce it again to your own taste. So now, back to what I was saying, a landing page, I said, shouldn't have so many redirection. Probably like now, if you can see, landing pages are sometimes can come in form of a home page, but in that case I tend to call it a landing page inspired. That's a landing is a home page, but it's a landing page inspired in such a way that you can see from what I'm having here, this is actually a landing page. This is a landing page, but it's actually having some links. Normally landing pages don't, if you want to do, it doesn't have links above it where when you click it will take you to, except when you in such a way that when you click on any of the icons, it should actually take you or scroll you to any section of that particular, still on the same page. That is the way landing page is supposed to work normally. So if you have any page whereby we're clicking here and it will redirect you to another page, that is not actually the best way of creating a landing page. It's actually going to distract your list, your clients or customers. So what you're going to strictly work on is ensure you stick to ensure that all the links you are actually adding here, if at all you want to add links on top of your menu bar, can be at this side, it can be any, but ensure that they are interlinked within this one page. Now also, I'm going to be walking you through also how to create all these sections. We have, like, this section might be a section where we have something like, you can see here we have the description. Then we can also have something like this where we have where we are explaining like all the features of this particular. If someone should get this, let me say this is an app you are actually advertising, or let me say this, if this phone you're actually advertising, and you want to now tell the person, you can actually list like the functionalities of the phone on this side. You can actually just list them here as we actually have here, and also maybe just get all this, and also have some. So I'm going to be walking you through how to create all these parts of this website without waste of time. Let's just head to our dashboard, where I'm going to be walking you through how to create setup or create this particular website step by step. So let me head over to my dashboard right now and see for you, so that you don't get confused. All these were actually an Elementor. So all this we actually created from scratch, so don't be scared. I'm going to be walking you through how to do exactly the same, produce the same website. So I'm going to head over to my dashboard. I'm going to go to my dashboard. So now here I am on my dashboard. I'm going to go to where I have pages. I'm going to go to pages, add a new page. So I'm going to add a new page where I'm going to, so on the new page, let me call this new page sample. Let me call it a sample page. Sample page. So I'm going to call it a sample page. Now, one thing I'm going to, once I call it, I can publish. Let me publish the page. My page has been published. You can see it has been published. And if I should view the page now, I'm viewing it. So when I view the page, you're going to see that it's actually going to come with a title. You can see it actually came with a title, and I don't want this particular title to actually appear on the page. So what I'm going to do is to, okay, before I do that, I'm going to come over. Let me show you something. I'm going to show you the particular theme I'm using, so that you don't get, if in case you're not seeing exactly what I'm having. Let me show you. I'm going to come to themes. Guys, click so that you should. I'm actually using, this is the theme I'm using. I'm using an Astra theme. So I'm actually using Astra for this particular tutorial. On my other videos, I normally use Flux. So on this one, I'm actually using Astra. So in case you want to actually see what the same kind of pages I'm also working on, you can actually just ensure you install your Astra theme and on your website. So I'm now going to come over to, since I have that already, I'm going to come over to where I want to remove this particular title on my page. I'm going to head over to this particular side and come to where we have on the Astra settings. You are going to come to where we have disable title. Just click on that disable title and just ensure you check it, and also update the page. Once I update the page, you're going to see that is going to actually remove that title for me. So now I'm going to now go back and refresh this particular page. You're going to see by the time I refresh it, this title is no longer going to be there on our website, on our page again. So you can see it, the title is actually gone from my page. So now I'm going to now come over and do something. I'm going to come over here and edit this page with Elementor. So I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. So it's going to head over and open up Elementor for me. So here is it. It actually opened my Elementor for me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to be doing, if you notice, I actually have my internet connection connected right now at this moment. So I'm going to I just wanted to go through. Now let's see if I come to where we have add template. If I come to where we have add template, you might actually wait a little. If you have your internet connection connected, it's going to load up. all these particular pages for us. But if you don't have your internet connection connected, it might not load up. That is why I had to connect my internet connection before opening this particular page. So now what we are going to be doing, you can actually search for just landing page, just type landing page there. So then you can see that we have this already. You can see that we have, this is the particular page we are actually going to build. You can actually just click on insert and it's going to insert that particular page for you. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, remember I told you I'm going to be showing you how to create everything down step by step. So I'm going to now walk you through how to create it. I'm not actually going to import it into my settings right now. So now let me just close it up and then show you how to create this particular page yourself in case you actually want to have this particular page created yourself. So now I'm going to head over here and close this up. So I'm going to close it up. So we are going to start creating that particular page right away. So I'm going to, this is the page we are creating, so let me just bring this so that they will be side by side. I can be working with what we are having here right now. So now I'm going to the first place here is to insert this. I'm going to now insert a one column, a big one. I'm going to insert now. I'm going to get this and insert it over here, drag it over here. So I'm going to, once I do that, we are having two columns. So having two columns now, I'm now going to click on this side. I'm going to now ensure on that side I'm going to add something like a background color. You can see it's actually having a background fill of font. Before I do that, let me actually go to this advanced, and on the top of it I'm going to add something like margin. Sorry, I just need it on one side, so I'm going to just need to untick this so that you'll be able to do this. Just need a little bit padding at the margin on the top here. So I'm going to import my own pictures. So I'm going to ensure I come to image, and I'm going to bring in my picture image. So I'm going to ensure I select a picture on, and you must have all these pictures already selected in your system. So I'm going to actually have some of these pictures downloaded already. So I'm going to just import them into my website. So I'm going to go over there and I have them already imported. So I'm going to just select and just pick all of them here and choose any one I want from when I get over there. So I'm going to now drag them into my website. So now from here, now you can see actually, because this was the image, but I don't want to use this particular image. I want to show you using a different image entirely. So I'm going to, that's why I tend to want to use a different image for this particular design. So I choose any of these. Just waiting for this to finish installing. Importing. So click on it and insert media. You can see this is the image. So now since I now have this, let me apply the colors to the background color I actually intend to add. So this background color is actually a gradient, so I'm going to ensure I select gradient. So we have two colors right now. So if you check on the sample, we have the top as blue and the down has something like purple like. So I actually have those colors actually selected, copied out. So I'm going to have the bottom as this color. Actually have the bottom this color. So the bottom I have it as this, and also the top I'm having it as this color. Top is this color. So I'm going to put that on the top. I'm going to replace it with the color. Here is it. This is how it is. Then on this side is actually on the angle. If you check the angle at which it goes, you can see it. Let me see how this goes. Okay, now I think this was for the top. Let me replace this color at the top here. We have this. And this, and the blue should come down here for me to have that particular color I need. I'm going to paste the blue over here. So this is what we are having on that particular website. So now this particular image is actually coming with a background, so I need to use a image that doesn't have a background. So I'm going to click on image and also come here and choose an image that doesn't come with a background. So you cannot see this is what we now have. Okay, now from this particular image, now I'm going to from this side now, the next part I'm going to go to is to add, let me say, all this side, the logo. I think we're having a logo, all this section. So I'm going to logo image, then this I'm going to now let me get some text, this text out, copy the text. Now I'm going to start importing. Now I'm having, first of all, I'm having an image here, then I'm also having my title, then I'm having this. So I'm going to add the 3 sections I'm having here. So now on this image I'm going to import a logo. So I'm going to show. So let me assume, okay, this is the logo I'm actually going to be using. I'm going to now click on import, then ensure the logo runs down to this side, and also on the text I'm going to ensure I paste the text here and a little bit style the text, the font for actually use there was. So some misuse going to content. Okay, let me use this particular font. Then the text color, I'm returning it to white. Then on this particular one, I can just bring in this text. Or we can just leave our text the way it is, or let me just bring the text. I'm going to bring in my text, copy the text. So I'm going to, on this side, I'm going to have my text here replaced. Replace the text, then come to the color also and ensure I change the color. And you can play around with the size of the text, but I'm going to just leave it for the meantime. So this is what we are having, and when we compare it to this is actually up, so this is up. So I'm going to ensure I take this a little bit up, or give a little, I'm going to give a little padding on this side so that it comes a little bit down. So I'm going to, let me give it from this side. I'm going to come here, over here, and on the top here I'm going to add some little padding. Let me see, I'm going to add like 40 and see, I think it's almost, let me say 45 at the top here. So this is, I think it's actually coming out right now. So I'm going to now, so what I'm going to do right now is to bring in my form field. So I'm going to now scroll down to where we have our form. You are going to see this form. I'm going to drag it down and input it here. You can see it's going to bring out. So I'm going to now remove all these two. I don't need this, I only need this particular one. So I'm going to, on this now, I'm going to come to here on the placeholder. I'm going to on the label. I don't need a label on it. I only need the placeholder. So it's going to be a required field. You need to actually fill it up. So I'm going to now leave this, and then on the submit button, I'll ensure the submit button is actually like this side. Then okay, if you notice on this particular side, you are going to notice on this email, on this one we are having, is actually like this. You saw it is actually, this is the way it is. So now I need to make, and this is how it is. So I need to make mine to also look the way this one is. So what I'm going to do is to actually come to this side and make this 75% on this width, column width. So I'm going to now come to where we have the submit button on its own column width. I'm going to make it maybe 25%. You are going to see it will actually close up. So I can stay 75, still increase it. You can see it flows down. So I can just leave it the way it is. So 75, 25, giving me 100% here. So now I'm going to now ensure this one was like, I'm going to make it right so that it flows all through. So on this one also, on the main form field, I'm going to come over to this side and just make it a large so that it actually fills up. So now I'm going to now head over into styling of this particular page. So here we have yes, get it. Email, we have yes, get it. So to actually change the text here, you come to submit button. You now on the submit button, you now change it to get it. Change it to get it. So now I'm going to now come to the style. On the style, I'm going to now, you can change the column with anything you want to change here. So I'm going to come to where we have the input field. On the input field, we have something like border radius. Now on this border radius, I'm going to do something here. On this side, I'm going to make it, let me say 50. $25. Let's see. 25 also. So 25, so that it becomes roundish. So on the bottom also, I'm going to don't need. Then on the bottom, so I'm going to make this side, let me say on the right hand side, I'm going to make this 0. So on this side, I'm going to make it the same 25, and the bottom same 25. Sorry, I'm actually working on the padding. It's not the padding, rather on the radius. We have here as 25, and also here as 25. So we tend to see that this is what we now have. So on the bottom, going to go back to the bottom. On the bottom side, going to make it so small, going to make it large so that it fills up. So I'm going to now come to the color of the button. So I'm going to, on the bottom, the color of the input background of the button, I'm going to change the color to something else. So this was what we have. So let me just leave it the way it is. You can see. Then you can see this is what we actually have right now. So another thing we are going to ensure we are going to do is to close up this place a little. So I'm going to now on the button, now on the bottom. So you will notice there's a gap at this particular spot. So we are going to see, to close this gap, just come here on the form field. We are going to, on this side, we are going to reduce it so that it close up. So reducing it actually close that gap for you. So now this is what we have done. We've succeeded in creating this particular site. So now let me just say this is what we are actually having. I'm not going to, remember I told you I don't want this to, because this is actually a link leading to somewhere else. So since I'm creating I don't want this to actually appear on this. I don't want anything that will take the user out from this particular page. So I'm not going to be adding this to it. So I'm going to now head over to show you how to create this site. So now I'm going to, on this side now, I'm going to, first of all, let me add another section for this particular site. So I'm going to add another section, let me say title section. I'm going to add a title to this place. I'm going to make this give the top, let me say, of 100. Let me say a padding of 100. For now, let me just leave it as 100. Then now on this side, I'm going to do something. Click on this particular side. I'm going to come over to here. Then scroll down to where we have shape divider. On the bottom, I'm going to select curves. It's going to be a curves. So this is what we now have, but it's not really looking like what we have on the other one. Now on curves, now I'm going to, on this side, bring to front so that it covers it. So now I'm going to, now on the width, you can see we have this, the height, we have this. So this is actually what something, the way it was there, you can see. So it's just for you to play with the width and the height. So let me make it something like 280 on this side. So this is what we are having. You can see the beauty of our website is actually coming out. So now I'm going to now come over to this side. On this side now, I'm going to make here some 150 padding top. Then my text should flow. Now on my text now, I'm going to make my text to flow to the center. Then let me try and bring out save your creativity down to then on the side I'm going to paste it here, save your creativity. Then the next aspect now, so you can just play around with the fonts. I'm going to just leave it to see how to ensure I finish up all this section. So I'm going to now bring in this particular section. We have 1, 2, 3. It's like a 3 columns. So I'm going to ensure I bring in something like a 3 column section. So I'm going to now come here. I like using this, just dragging it here. So it's going to actually give me 1 column plus 2. So I can now duplicate this into, I can now duplicate this and make it 3. So now I'm going to now bring in my icon. So I'm going to bring my icon box. I'm going to bring in my icon box, or you can just search for it. Icon. I have icon box. I'm going to bring it over to this side. So I'm going to now ensure it's by this is the way I want it to be. So I'm going to now, on this side, I'm going to copy this out, copy this, and come over to my description. Probably just paste my description there. So this is what I have. Then on the heading, let me just do something like this. Then on the heading, this is my heading. So on this side now, this is actually, I'm going to now, all these icons, you can actually get them. Just input 500. You can see this is the icon. You can actually use any icon, but in case you want to use the same thing that I'm using, that's just where to get it from. So now I'm going to, after doing this, I'm going to duplicate this into 3. I'm going to duplicate it, duplicate again. So now on this second one, I think the second one was something like cone, something like this. I think so. So on this second one, there's this, and the third one we have is something like assistant. I think here is it. So now I'm going to now, let me see. You can actually proceed into doing, but for the sake of this, I'm going to, so that the tutorial don't become too lengthy. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just duplicate this section and just take this over to this side. Then I'm going to now delete this side. So this is what we are having. So now on this side of this icon, I'm not actually going to start reproducing everything the way it is. So I'm going to now, on this icon box on this side, I'm going to scroll down. Now the icon should come from the left. So this same way here, the icon should come from the left, and here too the icon should come from the left. That was what we're having. So I'm now bringing, I have my image. Let me just copy my image here and bring it over to this side. Just trying to see how to make everything faster. So I'm going to now probably change the image to whatever image I want to use. Let me say I want to use this. Let me say that's what I'm using. So I can just make it, this is actually a GIF. So I'm going to now reduce this image so as to fit that particular page. Reduce the size of the image. Now, so now let me give a little spacing here. So I'm going to, on the bottom of this, I'm going to make it something 70 padding on the bottom. Then on this side, I'm going to add something to it. I'm going to, on this side, let me come to the bottom. Also, I need more spacing at the bottom. Let me say 300. Need it to be bigger. Then I'm going to now add something like come to this side and add a shape divider still. I'm going to bottom. On the bottom, I'm going to add this time around mountains. It's going to be mountains. Then I color. Let me say I'm picking. Let me pick a color from here. Let me see on this one now. I'm coming to my background color. I want to use this purple. Or let me say I'm using this blue. I want to add this blue color to my list of colors here. So I'm going to now come over to this place. On this side, click on it. Then on the shape divider, I selected mountains. Here the colors, I'm picking this. Sorry, I'm doing it to the, applying it to the top. So I'm going to now none on the top. So on the bottom, that's where I need it. And I should pick this color shade. This is what I have. So this is what I'm going to be using. This is what you can see. This is how it is over here. So I'm now going to, what I'm going to now do is to add this final section in the side. So for me to do that, I'm going to now come over to this. Sorry. For me to do that, I'm going to come over to this side. I want to make everything a bit faster for me. I'm going to duplicate it and drag this over to the down part of it. I'm going to drop it there. So now once I do that, I'm going to now, as you can see, we are having just a piece of text and buttons. So I'm going to now remove, ensure I remove all these down parts and bring in my, I think there's a header there. There's actually a header, then a text field that follows, then followed by a button field. I think so. This is how it was. Then on this particular one, I'm going to remove, because if you check on this one, it doesn't have any shape divider. I'm going to go over to the shape divider and remove the shape divider. At the bottom, I'm going to make it none. So this is what we have. So now what we are now going to do now, on this side, you can see from the angle of this color, it's not actually the same angle with the other one. So I'm going to now, on the angle of that color now, I think 180 was the angle. So I'm going to click here, come to background, then instead of, I'm going to make it 180. This is what we are having. On 180 now, I'm going to now, the two colors actually interchange. So I'm going to, okay, let me try to see how to, okay, let me make it zero to give me what I want. Now I'm going to, on this side, this is what we have here. This is what we have here. Just okay. Now on this one, I think there's a little spacing at the top. If you check from the original what we have here, we have something like 150 at the top. So I'm going to add the same thing to this other one here, where we're having this. I'm going to make it from the top here, come to advanced and make it on the top of this, and maybe 130. So here will be 150. Let me say 150 here, and so at the bottom I'm having 150 also at the bottom. So you can see how everything now flows very well. So on the text now, on this text, I'm going to now ensure I give it a white color, and it should go towards the center. Same thing here, I'm going to make sure it's at the center and it's also a white color. Then on the bottom, I'm going to ensure the bottom also comes to the center. So I'm going to quickly just get the text, get all the text and just replace them. So we are almost done with what we are actually doing. So I'm going to now copy this, let me say this one, replace it with this. I'm going to replace it with this. Then on the bottom, it is for free. Copy the text and also click here, then paste it here. So this is actually, and the bottom was actually a white color with some brownish body parts. Some background color for it is actually white. Then the text on it is okay. It's actually blue. It's a blue color. So I'm going to leave the background of the as blue. Let me leave it as blue. And when you hover over it, it turns white. When you hover, it turns white. You can see it's green text color. So now I'm going to now on the text color. When you hover, it's actually green. Let me make it green. Okay, that is how it is. Or let me just make it since. Let me change mine like this. So now this is how it's going to. It's actually. This is how it is. Okay, now this is how it is now, but it's having a radius. On the radius, I'm going to make it 25 for each side, so because you can see it was actually rounded, so I need to make it also rounded here. So now I'm going to now, this is our bottom, this is what we have. Now what I'm going to now do is this side there. If you check on this one now, you're going to see that it's actually, there are some, we have 150 here on this particular text. On this side, if you check it has, they actually use specifications. So I'm going to now come here over to this side. I'm going to ensure on this side and do the same thing, ensure 750, so that it actually blends with what we are having here. So this is actually what we have. Actually not if you check my size, the text of my size of my text is actually not the same. So I'm going to just work on, let me say here is 45. See here is 45, and let me make here, say for the text, let me see how 25 goes. 25 is too much, so I'm going to make it, let me say 20. So let me see how it goes on this side. 20 was too much. So now I'm going to now reduce it a little. Let me make it something like 16, and this side, I'm going to make this side, the weights, I'm going to make it bold. Should be bold, and create your own thoughts. Now I'm going to think I'm going to leave it the way it is right now. So I'm going to, the next final step is this other one here. Then I'm going to show you how to do that. This is actually like an image carousel on this side. It's actually going to be changing. You can see it's actually going to be changing into different ones. So I'm going to now insert the same image carousel on it. So I'm going to see I have a value 50-50, so I'm going to now bring in a plain, let me say carousel, just type in carousel. So image carousel will bring it into this particular side. It's going to come, you click on here, and we are going to add little padding at the top. Let me say 50, and here to 50. So on the image carousel, I'm going to start adding my images. Yes, these are my images actually. Was used 1, 2, 3. I think as in these are the images that was actually used, and let me add all of them. Now I'm going to click on add, create gallery. You can see this is all, these are the images I've selected. So I'm going to click on insert. By the time you do that, you're going to see all the images will actually appear. But now I'm going to now select on the image carousel. Now I'm going to now select how the sizes and now the font, how many should show at the time. So on this it was actually 4, so I'm going to ensure on this also we have 4 showing. So now I'm going to now preview it and see. Now, so as if some parts are actually cutting off, so I'm going to make so it shows all the carousel. So now all my carousels are actually showing. But now if you notice, mine is having something like navigation, but I don't actually need that. So I'm going to click on this and make it none, so that it doesn't, I don't need this particular dot there. So it just have to be scrolling by itself. So this is actually you can see how we've been able to reproduce that particular website right now. So I think you might have actually learned from this particular tutorial. So you can actually use this trick to actually create any website you want to do. You can actually format, or even this color of this there, you can actually format any of the sites the way you want. Have the icon, the primary icon, you can change it to any color you want of your choice. You can see on this one it was actually a blue, so you can actually format these colors any way you want it to be. So you can just do that, then copy it, and then now what you're going to do is to copy paste the style. You can see how everything goes very, very easy. So if I should put paste style to this, it's going to bring this back to the side. So I'm going to now click on there and return this particular to this side. Then now copy and paste the styles to this side. So you can now see it's actually very easy for you to work on all this yourself. So
if you're still watching this video and you've not yet considered subscribing to my channel, please hit on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload new video.
I think I'm actually okay the way it is now. Okay, so you can just play along with all this. So you can produce anything you want to produce, anywhere. So now this is what we now have. So let me now preview, save it, and now preview this particular site and see how this particular page is actually going to. You can see everything is actually working out very fine from here so far. So I believe you might have actually learned a lot from this particular tutorial, what we've done so far. In case you have any question anywhere from this tutorial, or you have any difficulty anywhere, you can actually drop in the comment box below. I'll try to see how to provide an answer to whatever question you have. And in case you don't understand any part of the video, or you have any video idea you want me to actually create or work on, you can actually do the same thing. Drop in the comment box below. I'll try my best to see how to answer. Until next time, bye for now.